When you travel to France, you will definitely find yourself in the situation where you have to buy something, pay for something, ask for the price of something. In this video, we are going to practice all of that vocabulary so you can express a few questions, understand if someone asks you for something, and generally survive those kind of transactions at the shops. Let's dive in. So in this video, we are going to talk about les transactions et les prix. Les transactions et les prix. And here is something that a student mentioned to me this week, which is the very first transaction they had to make. They heard the word la monnaie and they could understand, do you have la monnaie? Est-ce que tu as la monnaie? Except la monnaie in French does not mean the money. Our word for la monnaie is, the English word for la monnaie is the change, and l'argent is what we call la monnaie. So through this presentation, I'll explain a few things as we go along. You won't just learn how much is this and the price, but I do want to recommend that you take the time to really master French numbers for this. I do have a free course, a 5-part mini course, all about the art of learning how to count in French, because there is a little bit to it. And it's really going to elevate your trip and make it a much more interesting and enjoyable experience when you don't have to shy away from numbers. So make sure to review your numbers, and then you'll be able to apply these sentences, questions, and understand what people are saying with the right numbers. So, pour demander is to ask. So these are things that you as a customer will need to ask. C'est combien? Combien ça coûte? Ça fait combien? Je vous dois combien? And I put them in order of difficulty. So, c'est combien? How much is it? Combien ça coûte? How much does it cost? Ça fait combien is for times when you have more than one item and you're asking all together, how much does it add up to? We use the verb faire, to do or to make, but it's in fact just asking all together, how much is it? Ça fait combien? Only use that one when you have different items. And the last one is a bit more advanced, and it's je vous dois combien? I, to you, owe how much? Combien? Je vous dois combien? In terms of answers, we will have a bit of a range. Comprendre les réponses is to understand the answers. C'est 14 euros. 14, c'est 14 euros. Ça fait 31 euros. 5 euros 50, s'il vous plaît. 75 centimes. And finally, ça fait 14 882 euros. So the first one is again just an it is. It's 14 euros. It comes up to, or it makes altogether several items, 31 euros. 5,50 €, you will say euro where the dot is. 5,50 €, s'il vous plaît. Then in the next one, I picked an amount that is under €1, under €1, so that you can see when we use the word centime. We'll hear 75 centimes. And finally, ça fait 14 882 € is when you can say really big numbers. And also to highlight that we put commas where you put dots and vice versa. Voila. They might ask you, and these are things for you to understand, comprendre les questions. These are questions that you might get asked and are important to understand. You might get asked, vous payez comment? How are you paying? Or Vous réglez comment? How are you settling up? How are you paying? It's just a fancy way to say pay. Just like in English, you might say, how are you going to settle all this? How are you going to pay for all this? And what they want to know is you can answer with these. You will use by cash or with cash, en liquide, or en espèces, also in cash, or with a Visa card or a card, credit card. In French, we will say par carte bleue, par carte bleue. If you say par carte Visa, they will also understand. Par carte bleue tends to be what we say when we answer that. So, en liquide, en espèces, par carte bleue. What I might do for this one is get out of the way. Comprendre d'autres questions. Understand other questions. Vous avez la carte du magasin? Vous avez la carte du magasin? Here they're asking you if you have any loyalty card, any cards that if you scan it at the cash register, it will accumulate some points to your account. And we will just simply say la carte du magasin. They might also ask you, avez-vous besoin d'un sac? Avez-vous besoin d'un sac? Do you need a bag? Un sac? Do you need a bag? Avez-vous besoin d'un sac? Or the question I mentioned earlier, vous avez la monnaie? Vous avez la monnaie? Do you have the change? Do you have the right change? Maybe you're trying to buy something that's just a couple of euros and you've just handed them a 50 or $100 or 50 or 100 euro note. Vous avez la monnaie just means, do you have anything smaller? Do you have any change or the change, the right change for what you're trying to buy? Vous avez la carte du magasin? Avez-vous besoin d'un sac? Vous avez la monnaie? Now, to answer these, you will say répondre à ces questions. You will say non, désolé. Non, désolé. Maybe you've just been to the ATM and that's all you have. Non, désolé. Or you might say oui, voilà. Yes, here you go. Oui, voilà. Or you might say, and this is euro, euro, je n'ai qu'un billet de 20 euros. Je n'ai qu'un billet de 20 euros. And the combination of the ne and que on each side of est, to have, simply means I only have. So here, un billet is a banknote. So I only have a 20 euro banknote. Je n'ai qu'un billet de 20 euros. Comprendre la fin de la transaction. Now we are towards the end of that exchange in the shop, and we want to make sure you understand these so you can finish up with a flourish. You might hear them ask, vous voulez un reçu? Vous voulez means do you want? Vous voulez un reçu? Or vous voulez un ticket de caisse? Un ticket de caisse. Sorry, I'm saying un, but I wrote le. Do you want a receipt? Do you want the till or cash register ticket, receipt? Vous voulez un reçu? Vous voulez le ticket de caisse? You can hear either. It's not really a regional thing. It's more a preference, a personal preference. But both of these are, do you want the receipt? You could get asked, vous voulez un paquet cadeau? Do you want a wrapping paper? As in, would you like it to be gift wrapped? Or, je vous l'emballe. Je vous l'emballe for slightly more advanced listening, this one. Je vous l'emballe. Emballer is to wrap. So the person is asking you, is suggesting to you I will wrap it for you. And the it is just this little pronoun l'apostrophe, which does make this question a little more advanced. So if you want to take one away from this slide, if they're all new to you, stick to the top ones. The lower ones are a bit more advanced. But this is the verb emballer. It's a lovely ER regular verb when you conjugate it, but it does have two pronouns. I wrap it for you. In English, that's the order. In French, we will actually say it I, for you, it, wrap. So it sounds a little bit topsy-turvy, but if you just practice saying je vous l'emballe, then your brain will listen out for that one. And they're asking you if the same thing as vous voulez un paquet cadeau. They're just giving you that option. You can simply answer, répondre simplement with a yes, please, no, thank you. We just say oui, merci, non, merci. Oh, yeah, that would be lovely. That's kind or nice of you. Ah oui, c'est gentil. Or no, thanks. It's not worth it. It's not, you don't have to kind of, you just say, no, it's all right. I don't need that. Non, ce n'est pas la peine. And it might apply to something you're planning to wear as soon as you come out of the store, for example. No, no need. Ce n'est pas la peine. Non, ce n'est pas la peine. Voilà. Voilà. That's all for this les transactions et les prix video. I could have added a ton more, but I wanted to keep it quite streamlined and see both sides of the conversation. What things will you say and what things will you hear so that you can get conversational a lot faster in these. So remember to layer your knowledge of numbers on top of that. And if you don't feel very confident with numbers, I will put the link to my free course below so you can skill up on French numbers, which you'll need. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? I would love to see you subscribe and click the bell so that you are notified every time I share a new video. À la prochaine. See you next time.